The whole party thing started on this one slow afternoon shift. We were stocking sauces and doing that fake cleaning you do when the manager walks by. I was lined up with like 30 barbecue packets in my hands, and she was shoving ketchup into the dispenser with the elegance of a raccoon when she looked at me and just went, "Hey, you ever go out?" I blinked. Out where? Out like outside your house. Social settings, music, people, chaos, you know, the usual. Sometimes. She snorted. Sometimes, like you go to the gas station twice a week doesn't count. I go to Walmart too. Wow, party animal, should we get you a leash? I rolled my eyes and tried to pretend her teasing didn't hit uncomfortably close to home. She tossed another ketchup packet and leaned against the counter. No, but seriously, do you ever hang out with anyone? My throat tightened. Not really. Why? I shrugged, because I couldn't say because I don't know how to be a person. I don't know, I'm just not good at that stuff. She stared at me like she was studying a weird bug under a glass. What do you do all day then? And because I have no filter when I'm nervous, I blurted out. Mostly watch YouTube. I fall into Black Bull channels sometimes. Those guys who ran about how everything sucks forever. I kinda get attached to them. Parasocially, I know it's weird. Anna physically recoiled, like I told her I eat batteries. Girl. No. Absolutely not. I covered my face. I know it's dumb. That's not dumb. That's like depression's YouTube playlist. I know. She softened, but in a very Anna way, half joking, half serious. Okay, we're fixing that. I'm inviting you out. Out where? She smirked. A party, Friday. My boyfriend's friends are hosting it. Lots of weird music, lots of weird people, lots of weird everything. You'll fit right in. That's literally the opposite of true. Nope, I decided already. Anna, I'll ruin your night. I'll stand in a corner like someone's lost backpack. Then I'll stand in the corner with you, matching backpacks, besties. Stop. Never. She tossed a ketchup packet at my head. You're coming, end of discussion. And that was that. I didn't say yes, but I also didn't say no. And Anna treated that as consent. Friday night came way too fast. I swear the universe hit the fast-forward button specifically to torment me. Around 7:30, I was standing in the tiny mirror in our hallway, trying to fix my hair for the 1,000th time. My hands kept shaking. My stomach felt like someone tied a knot in it and kept twisting. Mom was sitting at the kitchen table, wearing her faded blue robe and drinking chamomile tea from the mug that says, "One Mom," even though she hates that mug and says it's tacky. She looked up at me with that expression moms get, proud and terrified at the same time. You're really going out? Yeah, Anna invited me. She blinked. Anna, the girl from work. Yes. You have a friend. Mom. She laughed into her tea. I'm kidding. I'm happy for you. It's just been a while since you went anywhere. I know. You look nice. I look like a socially anxious pigeon. A cute socially anxious pigeon. I groaned. Then her face changed. That shift from teasing mom to worried mom. Just promise me you'll be careful. Mom. Parties can be unpredictable. People drink too much. Boys can get pushy. Girls too sometimes. There's yelling and loud music and... Mom, I'm not a child. I know, but you're my child. Then she leaned forward with this weird mix of sincerity and embarrassment. Do you have any protection? I choked on my own oxygen. Mom, I'm serious. I'm not doing anything. You never know. I do know. Just in case. Before I could protest again, she opened the junk drawer, the drawer with random receipts, broken pens, twist ties, batteries that may or may not work, and pulled out a small, unopened box. A box of condoms. I wanted the earth to swallow me. Moms, no. No, 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 no. Take it. I'm not taking condoms to a party. Why not? Because that implies I'm gonna do something. Or that you're prepared in case someone else tries something. That's even worse. Take the box. She slid it across the table, like it was a hostage negotiation. I covered my face. This is the most humiliating thing that has ever happened to me. Honey, trust me, life gets much more humiliating. This is nothing. I grabbed the box just to end the conversation. Fine. Good girl, have fun. I'm never showing my face here again. You live here. I stuffed the box in my bag, praying no one would ever see it. That's when I heard the car horn outside, the familiar shaky rattle of Anna's boyfriend's Honda Civic. Mom waved like she was dropping me off at kindergarten. I wanted to melt into a puddle. Anna leaned out the passenger window. Get in, loser. We're going to trauma bonding night. Her boyfriend shouted from the driver's seat. We have chips. And existential dread, Anna added. I slid into the back, cheeks burning from the condom incident, and Anna twisted around to look at me. You okay? I think my soul just left my body. Good, you won't need it tonight. Ignore her, her boyfriend said. She likes scaring people. I do, Anna said proudly. It's my hobby. We laughed the whole drive. Well, they laughed. I mostly made these small, nervous giggles and kept touching my hair like it was going to fix my anxiety. The Honda rattled with every bump, the dashboard lights flickered like a dying Christmas tree, and the speakers only played sound from the left side, so everything sounded like ghosts whispering in my ear. But somehow, I felt weirdly safe. Anna kept chatting. Okay, so my boyfriend's friends are, how do I put this, freaks. I can't wait. No, like real freaks. Music freaks, tech freaks, anime freaks, political conspiracy freaks. Sounds diverse. Exactly, you'll fit in somewhere. You don't have to say that. I do. You need to stop acting like you're some sort of radioactive introvert. I am, though. You're not, you're just unpracticed. Her boyfriend nodded sagely. Like a baby deer learning to walk. Yes. You guys. We're hyping you up. It's called friendship. You should try it. When we pulled up to the house, I swear I thought we were at the wrong address. It looked like the kind of place where a normal family lived. The kind of house with kids, toys in the yard, or a barbecue grill on the deck. But the second I opened the car door, the bass hit me. And not just sound, I felt it. Like the air was vibrating. Like someone slammed a giant heartbeat into the walls and let it echo. Anna nudged me. This is it, she said, grinning. I wanted to say we should go back, but the music swallowed my voice before I even used it. Inside, the house was packed. It didn't seem physically possible for this many people to fit in one place. Bodies everywhere, moving, swaying, brushing against each other, glowing under weird purple lights someone had set up in the living room. Everyone looked like they came from the same alternate universe. Black clothes, chains, makeup smudged on purpose, hair dyed colors I'd only seen in cartoons. I felt like someone had tossed me into a world I didn't belong in. And honestly, I almost turned around right there. But Anna grabbed my hand before I could fade into the doorway. Come on, she shouted. You'll be fine. I didn't believe her. Not even a little. Every nerve in my body was buzzing, not from excitement, just that familiar panic crawling up the back of my neck. My mind was doing that thing again, the countdown to disaster. Like, you're gonna embarrass yourself. You don't fit here. Everyone can see how weird you are. You shouldn't have come. All the usual stuff. The greatest hits. And then Anna suddenly pressed something into my palm. It was a tiny pill, bright pink with a little logo stamped on it. Mitsubishi, she yelled over the music. This'll help you loosen up. I stared at it like it might explode. "What is this?" I yelled back. She laughed loud, full-body laughter, and then just swallowed her own pill like it was candy. Chased it with a sip of beer that splashed a little on her shirt. I hesitated. Hard. I'd never taken anything like that. I barely take aspirin when I have a headache. But she looked so relaxed. So sure. So alive. And for once, just once, I didn't want to be the scared one. The boring one. The invisible one. So I did it. I swallowed the pill. My heart was pounding so loud, I barely felt it go down. Anna didn't give me time to think about it. She dragged me straight into the kitchen. The kitchen was full of people mixing drinks like they were potions. Colored liquids, glitter cups, someone slicing limes with way too much enthusiasm. There was a guy with round glasses and a huge mop of hair explaining something intensely to a girl with bright pink hair. I didn't mean to stare, but he was talking so passionately I couldn't help it. He was saying, "Think about it, Star Wars is basically leftist propaganda. The rebels are the workers rising up. Vader is like the symbol of imperial oppression. Marx, straight up Marx." The pink-haired girl blinked slowly, clearly very high already. "So Darth Vader is Karl Marx?" she asked. "Not is, but represents," he corrected, waving his drink around like it was a laser sword. "It's all an allegory, wake up." I don't know why, but that moment hit me as deeply hilarious. Not because of what he said, just the energy of the whole room, the way everyone was so absorbed in their own worlds. Like each person was living inside their own music video. But then something changed. It happened slowly at first. A warmth in my chest. A kind of glow behind my eyes. Like someone dimmed a light and then slowly turned it up again, but softer, warmer. My shoulders relaxed. My heartbeat slowed. I felt safe. Like the room was hugging me. Like everything around me was suddenly interesting, beautiful, even magical. Colors sharpened. The music downstairs wasn't just noise anymore. It was calling me. Like gravity. "I need to go back to the living room," I said, though I don't even know if Anna heard me. I drifted toward the sound, like I was being pulled by strings. And when I stepped back into the crowd, the music hit me like a wave. A different DJ now. The beats were deeper, tribal almost, with strange cosmic sounds layered on top. It felt ancient and futuristic at the same time. I could swear I felt it moving through my spine. My body started moving without me telling it to. Like I was weightless. Like I finally understood what it meant for music to take control. For the first time in my life, I didn't feel watched, or judged, or misplaced. I felt connected. Like everyone in the room was part of some huge organism. Like we were all breathing the same breath. And I was part of it. I don't know how long I danced. Minutes. Hours. Time melted into this warm, endless loop of light and sound. Sweat dripped down my back. My hair stuck to my forehead. My shirt clung to my skin. At some point, I tossed off my hoodie because it felt like it weighed 100 pounds. People smiled at me. Not in a creepy way. Just shared energy. Shared joy. I felt beautiful. Not because of how I looked, but because of how free I felt. Like all the noise in my head finally shut up. No anxiety. No overthinking. No shame. Just belonging. Real belonging. I didn't know I could feel something like that. I didn't think it was possible for someone like me. And then suddenly, a hand grabbed mine. It was Anna. "There you are," she yelled, her voice echoing through the haze. "You've been gone for like 3 hours." 3 hours. It didn't even feel like 20 minutes. She shoved a huge bottle of water into my hands. Drink, I mean it now. I drank. So much that some spilled down my chin. "Feels good, right?" she asked. I nodded. Maybe too fast. So good, I said, breathless. The music still vibrated through me. I didn't want to stop. I didn't want the night to end. After I finished half the bottle of water, Anna just laughed and squeezed my shoulder before disappearing back into the crowd to look for her boyfriend. For a moment, I stood there, still swaying a little because the music wouldn't quite let me go. Then I wandered. Not because I had a destination. I didn't even have a plan, but because the house felt like it stretched and reshaped itself every time I blinked. One room floated into another. Faces blurred into streaks of color. Voices melted into the bass. I ended up sinking into a giant leather couch in the corner of the room, the kind of couch that swallows you whole. It smelled like sweat, cologne, and something sweet I couldn't identify. I thought I was alone. But then someone lowered himself onto the seat beside me, quiet, unassuming, like he didn't want to disturb the air around us. I glanced sideways. He was tall, kind of lanky, wearing a washed-out black hoodie. His hair was this messy mix of blonde and light brown, falling into his eyes. He didn't look intimidating. More like he belonged in a dim art studio somewhere, staring at a computer screen at 3 a.m. He didn't try to get my attention. He just sat, comfortably, like he'd been here 1,000 times. Something about that made me relax. When he finally spoke, his voice wasn't loud. It cut through the music without competing with it. "I saw you dancing," he said. Not in a creepy way. Not commenting on my body. Just noticing. "It was a good DJ," I said. My voice sounded softer than I expected. He nodded, staring ahead at the crowd, then added, "He's a friend of mine." "Really?" "Yeah, I do the visuals for some of his shows. The projections, the 3D stuff behind him." It took me a second to process that. "You make those?" I asked. He shrugged, kind of embarrassed. "When the budget allows it. Sometimes it's just loops. But yeah, I do 3D art, freelance, motion graphics, weird abstract visuals that look like the inside of a fever dream." I smiled a little, because that actually fit the room's energy perfectly. "So you do this for a living?" "Pretty much, well," he hesitated. "I survive doing it." I don't know why, but that line, "I survive doing it," felt oddly poetic. "Is that how you know Anna's boyfriend?" I asked. He nodded. "Yeah, he produces music, sends me his tracks so I can sync visuals to the beat. He's always late with deadlines, though." He rolled his eyes with a tiny smile, like he'd said this 1,000,000 times, but still found it funny. The conversation drifted easily. Not because I was suddenly confident, the pill was doing half the work, but because he didn't make me feel like I was being examined or evaluated. He didn't talk at me. He talked with me. He told me how he got into digital art, something about being 13 and obsessed with screensavers, then downloading Blender and ruining his mom's laptop. He told me he barely sleeps because his brain works better at night. He told me he likes making things that don't exist anywhere except inside computers. And I listened. Really listened. For once, my thoughts weren't drowning me. There was space. Room to breathe. At some point, he leaned his head back against the couch and said, "Stuff like this, parties, crowds, I don't love them, but sometimes I come anyway. Because when the music hits just right, it feels like I can see the math behind the world." I didn't fully understand what he meant, but his voice made it sound logical. "See the math?" I asked. "Yeah, like all the patterns behind everything. People moving like equations, lights syncing with heartbeats, the universe trying to show you how it works." He wasn't high, or at least he didn't seem high. He was talking like this was just him. And I felt something inside me soften. Like maybe he lived in his head, too. Maybe he understood what it was like to feel too much, and not enough at the same time. We talked until the living room around us blurred into this slow-motion dream. And I didn't realize how long it had been until a faint light began creeping through the curtains. Sunlight, Morning. The sky outside was turning this pale, chilly blue that didn't match the heat inside the house. Robert noticed too. He sat forward slightly, watching the window. "Huh," he said quietly. "Looks like we outlasted the night." There was no excitement in his voice, just a matter-of-fact softness. I felt awake, painfully awake, like my body was buzzing with leftover electricity. Anna reappeared then. Suddenly, her cheeks flushed, eyeliner smudged into smoky gray wings. She grabbed my hand, half laughing, half panting. "There you are," she said. "Come on, we're heading out." I stood, dizzy for a second, and Robert stood too, but without crowding me. Just waiting. We all stepped outside into the cold early morning. The sky looked washed out, like someone had drained the color from it. Everything was quiet. Too quiet after hours of vibrating floors and screaming bass. Anna and her boyfriend walked ahead, arguing lazily about something, probably music. Robert and I hung back. The air felt heavy, like the world hadn't fully woken up yet. "What do you think they'll do with this day?" he asked suddenly. "Who?" "Everyone, all these people who were here, dancing, drinking, escaping. What do you think they'll do when the sun actually comes up?" I blinked, because I'd never wondered about that. Everyone seemed like creatures of the night, like they evaporated at daylight. "I don't know," I said. "Probably sleep." "No," he said gently. "Dream, there's a difference." I wrapped my arms around myself, partly because it was cold, partly because I didn't know what to do with the feeling in my chest. He looked at me then, really looked, his eyes steady and calm, not intense. "You seemed happy tonight," he said. It wasn't flirty. It wasn't suggestive. It wasn't asking for anything. It just sounded like an observation. A simple truth. He didn't expect to change anything. For a moment, I almost wanted to tell him everything. About the anxiety, the loneliness, the job I hated, the manager who made my skin crawl, the years of feeling invisible. The thing in me that constantly whispers, I don't belong anywhere. But the words caught in my throat. And maybe that was enough. Maybe being seen, even a little, was enough. Anna's boyfriend called out. "Come on, ride's leaving." Robert gave me a tiny wave, 2 fingers lifted lazily. "See you around," he said. Not a promise. Not an expectation. Just a possibility. I slipped into the back seat of the rattling Honda Civic again. The cold leather made me shiver. As we drove away, the house shrank behind us until it was just a distant shape against the pale morning sky. Anna glanced back at me. "You okay?" she asked. I nodded, even though my heart felt too full. My brain was a slow swirl of warmth, fear, confusion, and something else I couldn't place. Something like hope. We pulled up to my apartment, and I thanked them, stepping out onto the quiet street. The world felt unfamiliar, too bright, too soft, too slow compared to the night I just lived. When I got inside, I collapsed onto my bed fully clothed, staring at the ceiling as sunlight seeped through the blinds. I had work at noon. The realization hit me like a punch. But I couldn't think about that yet. All I could think about was the music, the colors, the warmth, the strange peace I'd felt, and the fact that for a few hours I hadn't hated being myself. I closed my eyes. Sleep swallowed me whole.